Hi all, in our last tutorial we discussed about creating a map view. Now our next topic is building list and navigation. So let's start with lists. First of all, let's create a new resources folder. So we will create a resources folder over here, resources, and just add it over here. So copy item if needed. So in resources folder we will add our data. So I have already created this landmark data.json file. So you have to make sure you will copy items if needed when you will add this landmark file. So we have this many attributes in this file. So now let's create a landmark .swift structure with few properties. So for that what we will do is let's also create a views folder. So over here we will create views so that we will separate things accordingly. So we have views folder over here, and let's create a new Swift file. So this Swift file would be we will use it for landmark. So we will create this landmark file. So okay, so in this file we will create a struct with name it landmark and hashable and codable. So these hashable and codable I will explain later, but to explain it quickly, this codable will be used. So this is a protocol, and we will use decodable component to fetch data from the file we created over here. So that I will explain, and we'll create id integer, then variable name would be a string, and then variable park would be a string, and then state would be a string, and then description, that would also be a string variable. Okay, so now we have this assets folder. So we have one image over here, so I have these many images also. So we'll add these images in assets folder. So we have added these images, which is also required to display images as per the data added over the landmark file. So we have these images name also. I will explain that later maybe. So we have Charles River. So we have image name in this file, right? So we will use this file. Okay, so now we were on the landmark file. So in landmark file what we'll do is we'll create a private variable image name, because we need it in this file only. So private property to read the name of image from the data, and then we will create a variable property image. So we will read this image later. I will explain this. So now we have an image, not this one, image, and then we have image name, the above private property we'll use over here. Then we'll use the coordinates. So we need to import SwiftUI for this image property to be used over here. Then we will create a private property for coordinates. So private variable coordinates. So we will coordinate, we need to create first those struct coordinates, yeah. So it would again be hashable and codable. So we will read this values from the file. So variable latitude, and it would be a double value latitude, and then variable longitude, and this would again be a double value, right? So this coordinate hashable and this one. So you will need we will create this property private because we need it only to create a public computed property, which is this coordinate. Now we'll create another computed property, which is location coordinate, that will be used for interacting with MapKit framework that we will use later. We have foundation, SwiftUI, import. Then in this we have core location, because now we'll be using a computed property over here. So we have variable location coordinate, and we have this CLL location coordinate 2D, right? And then we have initialize this, and then CL location coordinate 2D, and it would be an array with latitude and longitude. So latitude would be coordinates the verb computed property dot latitude, right? And then we have coordinates dot longitude and longitude, right? This one. Okay, this landmark computed property. Okay, hashable and codable. Okay, over here, and then does not confirmed, init variable, and then we have protocol requires init from where cannot because coordinate does not coordinate space. So we have this coordinates, and no, this is not coordinate space, rather this is coordinates, which is declared at the bottom. So yeah, this one. So okay, so this build is succeeded. So now let's move on and add another file, which is basically model data, right? And we will create a new folder called models. So let's create a new folder model, and show in finder, and then create a new folder model. So okay, now drag over here, and now we will use a file model data to read the data from the file. So let's create a new file, which is again a Swift file, name model data. So okay, so we have this model file. So I already copied, okay, no, so I have copied this model data file over here. So in this file, what we are doing, we are just fetching this landmark.json file, right? And this we are using this decodable of that codable protocol to read the file from the bundle folder over here, and it would load that data and decode that data and load it into the landmark file with this load function call. So we will call load and this file name, and it would load all the data in the this landmarks array, right? So now let's move on to the next part of the. So now what we will create is we'll create a landmark row. So we will display image and name in a row. So this is done. So what we will do is we'll create a new folder, new Swift file or SwiftUI file, which will load data in list format. So we'll create a landmark row.swift, landmark row.swift. So we have this file landmark row. So in this, what we can do is, for now we have only body with the text and landmark. What we can do is we have this. So we have that landmark over here, right? So what we'll do is we'll declare a variable landmark, and it would load this landmark, right? So we have this landmark, which is, if we right click on it and jump to definition, it would come over here. So now what we will do is, so it is saying like we have a variable declared. So what we'll do is add landmark, and here what we will do is we'll use that landmarks array and load 0 index from the array. So if we refresh, so for now what we are doing is we are just using landmark row, and to landmark we are providing 0th index from this array, the landmarks. But in our this, as we have text only for now, so we have to update this row with the exact data that we need. So first of all, what we will do is we'll embed it into horizontal stack, which is a text view. Now in horizontal this, and what we'll do is landmark. So we will do landmark dot name maybe. So okay, yeah. So see, so it loaded first name from this JSON file. So we have added name. Now let's add the image also. So we have landmark dot image, right? So landmark dot image, and then this image dot resizable, then dot frame we can give width 50, height 50, and this image would be first image. So if we move over here, and first image is turtle rock, what we gonna do is we have no image with this name. So let's update the name over here. So we have this image. Now if we move back and see over here, so we have image. So see, we have this image, and then we add a spacer. So in horizontal stack, what we did is we added an image, we added name, and we added a space. The reason it moved towards the left of the screen. So for now this is it. So if we want to add maybe one more preview, so let's say if we load landmark 1 and preview, so it would load the second one. So Okay, so if we run it in simulator, let's see the result. And yep, so we are done with the list for now. A single row in the list. So this is okay. So now, no, this what we need to do is, instead of this, we need to load this landmark row, and then we'll again try to run landmark in the call. Okay, we already called landmarks, landmarks and 0th index. So for now it's loaded the first index. So I think what we missed over here, we created 2 rows. For now, let's not do this and just create one. So in our next tutorial, we will learn about loading the multiple items. So for now, if we see over here, so we added one image and the name from the JSON file. So in our next tutorial, we'll discuss about displaying a list. Thanks. Please share and subscribe my YouTube channel for more videos on SwiftUI and skilled learning.